This is going to be your weekly tarot and oracle relationship reading. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. This reading is intended for all soulmates, twin flames, deep soul connections, or even your own inner masculine and feminine energies. So as I'm filming this today, it is Friday, the sun is shining. It's been quite an interesting week actually, and you can definitely feel the water, the emotions in the air right now. I believe the moon is going to be going into Pisces, and so yeah, a lot of depth happening, but also a lot of really nice energy leading into the new moon in Pisces happening on the 10th of March. Now, I'm curious to know in the comments, what is your word of the day? How are you feeling? What's going on in your connection? Or, of course, internally, like I said, what's your word? How are you feeling? Now, the new moon in Pisces that's coming up actually is bringing up a lot of, are you in the old, are you in the new? And I talk about this all the time, of course. And again, I'm going to repeat that we are ending an era. And I'm really curious to know again, like what era are you ending? I know for me, I'm ending an era of the last, I don't know, almost a decade really, of emotions and situations and feelings, and I'm happy to. I'm really happy to let it all go. I'm so excited for the new. I feel happier than I've ever felt, and I'm excited. And I know that a lot of people are scared of the unknown, and that's natural, but understand that what's on the other side of fear could be absolutely amazing. And I want to feel excited, not afraid. So we're going to take a look at the connection between you and your person, what's in your headspace, your person's headspace, your heart space, their heart space, overall energy and underlying energies. And of course, feel free to swap sides if it makes more sense. Now, before we begin, we're going to take some overall themes and messages for this week. We're going to look at the energies leading up to today, how you're feeling currently, and a sneak peek at the following week. So let's get the overall message, and I'm using the Moonology deck here first because, well, we have a new moon in Pisces, so why not take a look at what the moon has to say? And we have here, your hard work is paying off. Absolutely. It's been a long road, okay? It hasn't necessarily been easy for everybody, but we're doing the best we can. What else can we do? And with that, we have here the Divine Goddess Love cards. Values, importance of making time for family. Family is not just blood relation, right? Family is soul tribe. It's, relationships that mean something to you, that hold value to you. And, I would just invite you to make a list of priorities. What's at the top of your priority list? And naturally, I believe, we are number one on that list, right? And then comes our important relationships, whether that be romantic, family, friends, whatever. But it's time to sort of look at what you value right now. What is it you want to take with you? And what is it that you need to leave behind? So let's take a look. I'm really feeling the watery kind of emotions. And so I was drawn to this deck here. Let's see what we need to know. The waterfall, not surprised. Inner power, unbridled confidence, claiming your place. I love this. Waterfalls represent a release, It can be tears of joy, tears of sorrow. It can be just letting the emotions out. How do you feel? What is it that you want to express? And I think that that's really lovely in starting this reading today. So like I said, we're going to take a look at the before energies with the before tarot. And let's see what you may have been experiencing throughout the previous days. Okay, let's see what's going on, or what was going on in your headspace. Okay, so the Ten of Swords. This is my whole point about the end of an era. Things ending, changing, letting go. Ten of Swords can be an energy of you couldn't have any more swords in your back. And at a certain point, you have to let that cycle end. And look, there's the Lovers. Wow, okay. Well, you're preparing. It's in the process of arrival. Oh, kitty confirmed in the background, as per usual. The Lovers. I love that we're starting off with the Lovers. Very interesting. Okay, let's take a look in your person's headspace. Oh, the table's shaking again today. My goodness, not sure why. There's healing happening here. Rest. It's coming. And look, the Queen of Pentacles. Somebody's getting ready to offer this Queen of Pentacles something really beautiful. Wow, the shakes are really strong today. Interesting. How many of you are feeling a little bit nervous, like I said, about the upcoming energies? And that's okay if you are feeling nervous. You know, sometimes we have to feel a little bit of that nervousness to push us forward, even though sometimes we think it's the opposite, it's going to pull us backwards. We need a little bit of that, you know, to take us in the right direction. The Queen of Pentacles, you know, we talk about this card often. It comes up a lot in these readings, actually, you know, where it's like there's this potential offer here, but like there's this healing that takes place first. I always talk about it. It's trusting the process, trusting their process, respecting the process, respecting their process. Nothing happens overnight, right? And in your heart space, there's the Queen of Cups. Look at this dolphin actually getting ready to offer this cup here. She's about to receive. Dolphins are about peace and harmony and being in tune. You know, the thing about the Queen of Cups is that it's always important to trust your intuition, to lean back and allow things to come to you. And that's what I want you to do. Because that Knight of Swords, you know, I'm seeing some really interesting energy already that I'm curious how this will play out in our reading today. I feel like we're going to have a deep story as per usual, and I'll tell you why. It's almost like here's this knight that's healing, that's transforming themselves. There's like regeneration, renewal, and there's the potential offer to this Queen of Pentacles energy. Now, obviously, you know, this is not about gender, right? It's about energy. But there's this Queen of Pentacles sitting here about to receive this coin. It's coming. And then here, it's like there's the Queen of Cups. It's like receiving the peace, receiving the intuition. And then the Knight of Swords here is all about, you know, getting ready to fight the good fight. So in general, I'm just seeing this vibe of progression and change. It's on the way. It may not be there yet, but it's developing. Okay, let's see what's going on here. And oops, I got cards jumping out. Let's see. Let's see what's going on in your person's heart space in the previous days. Yeah, they're working hard. They're doing everything they can. Seven of Pentacles is like tending to the garden. And you know, my saying is, you know, you can't go busting out the miracle grow. You can't try to make the garden or the flowers bloom quicker or the fruit appear on the trees overnight. It just doesn't happen that way. But there's this trusting the process, you know. That is a card also of some worry and some anxiety. It's not easy, okay? But I would just say that it's a matter of knowing that you're going to harvest in due time. Let's see what else. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is about feeling good in your own skin. It's preparing oneself to have the confidence to be able to give. Sorry, I got a kitty cat here that is now the one shaking the table and trying to get in on the action here. So pardon me. There's really a preparation happening. That's the word. Someone is preparing. The reason I say that also is because on this card here of the Lovers, there's this energy of like offering the hand. Someone is going to offer their hand, helping you to get up. Maybe not literally, but you know what I mean? Like to get to a new level. Let's see what the overall energies are. Oh, the Hanged Man. Okay, so this is an energy that says, right now we're in a bit of limbo and there's a need for enlightenment. You may feel like nothing's happening, but it is happening. The moon, it's going to be revealed. And, you know, because this is previous energies, recognize that the new moon in Pisces is coming, you know? So moons have this way of bringing things to the surface. And don't forget, we have this lunar eclipse, I believe March 25th. This is going to be interesting. And then the solar eclipse. Wow, everybody's talking about that solar eclipse, April 8th. My oh my, there's so much happening. Underlying energy is the Four of Wands, 1111. Yeah, we're going to be celebrating. We're not celebrating yet. Don't get too ahead of yourself. You know, don't put the cart before the horse. But there's something really special that is brewing, and I can feel it. We have 4-4 here already. Angels are with you. We've got this Queen energy coming through. 4-4-4. Listen, somebody is sort of amassing their pentacles or their wealth, but they're still holding back because they're not quite there. They're not quite there. They haven't been. But that doesn't mean they aren't now or won't be. We have to ultimately look at the current energies, and let's do that right now. I'm going to be using the little Prince deck. I just want to, as a side note, say thank you to everyone who participated in the Alchemist book talk over the last 4 weeks. It has been, oh, what do we have here? 5 of Pentacles. We'll talk about that in a minute. It has been a really lovely experience delving deep into the Alchemist and talking about spiritual topics and relationships and, you know, how to process difficult situations or life learning situations. And on the 21st of March, we're going to do our next book talk, which is The Little Prince. And The Little Prince is actually very similar to The Alchemist in many ways, yet different. I can't explain it, and I'm so excited to talk about it. So if you'd like to join us on Zoom, the Zooms are recorded. You'll get a link to them if you can't make it or if you want to rewatch it later. But we're going to be getting into more deep topics, and I'd love to have you with me. But I am going to use the Little Prince deck here for the current energies. So let's see. Current energy. Oh, I was going to go back to that 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so let me just say this. If you've been feeling like there's change happening in your connection, and yet it's not quite there yet, and you're feeling a little bit left out in the cold, you have to look at the bigger picture. You have to understand that things don't move at the pace that we want them to. They move at the pace of what's meant to be or happen. And that's why we can't control the outcome. That's why we can't force anything. We have to let it unfold. Okay? So let's take a look at your headspace currently. Oh, my ear just went just now. Okay, so maybe there's something important coming out here. 10 of Wands. Interesting that the 10 of Wands would fall on top of the 10 of Swords. 10 of Wands is essentially saying mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally exhausted and needing to give up the burdens, you know, let some things go. And 10-10, we get a lot of 10-10 in these relationship readings. I mean, you know, observations over the last how many months of doing these readings every week. 10-10. 10s are endings of a cycle, putting down the burdens. You know, it's interesting that, you know, here we have the snake as well as we do over here, offering that coin. Snakes often get a bad reputation, right? Snakes are about shedding skin. The end is the beginning is the end. You know, snakes don't have to be bad. There's quite a beautiful symbolism of the snake in The Little Prince. I won't give it away, but there's something really special about the role the snake plays in that story. And let's see what we need to know, because this is basically telling you, like, put down the burdens. Don't let things get to you. Yeah, the Tower. Here's the thing. How many of you are having a Tower moment right now? You know, the Tower card does not have to be bad. I don't ever look at the Tower as a bad energy. It is a renewal and a rebirth and a transformation. You may feel like it's not a good thing, but I'm telling you, it's going to bring you to new heights. It's going to shift you in ways you never thought possible. You know, when I talk about ending an era for myself personally, that era started with a pretty major Tower moment in my life. It was not a happy time. It was where my whole life kind of came crumbling down, and I'm so thankful for it. I have nothing but gratitude for that era. That changed me in so many ways. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I wouldn't have met many of you. I wouldn't have grown the way that I've grown. Like it's been the most amazing blessing. So all I can say to you is it's perspective. Let's take a look at what's going on in your person's headspace. Ace of Pentacles, tangible new beginnings. See, they've been resting and preparing and tending to the garden and building self-confidence. And this, look at this pentacle here that was being offered to the Queen of Pentacles. Well, there it is, the Ace of Pentacles. Something tangible and new. New home, new job, new relationship, things changing. There's finally going to be some peace. Six of Swords is moving on to calmer waters and peace. Okay. In your heart space, there's that Five of Pentacles. See, look at that card came out earlier and I put it back in. I didn't add it to anything. I just took it as a random message of feeling left out in the cold. This is the thing right now. You're not understanding, possibly, that there's a bigger picture to all of this. You may feel left out in the cold, or you may feel like something's not totally where you want it to be, but that doesn't mean it won't be. You know, in the Alchemist book talk last night, we had a really interesting conversation, as we always do, about the word hope. You know, I think there's a fine line between hope and trying to control the outcome, because there's nothing wrong with hope. You know, people will say to me, but Kelly, like, can't I have hope for this, that, whatever? Can't I hope that they'll come back to me? Well, yeah, you can. You can have hope. You can have a positive outlook on things, but you also can't try to control the outcome. It may not happen the way you want it to, or it may happen in better ways than you thought possible. So if you're feeling that Five of Pentacles energy of feeling left out in the cold, then that's an energy of lack. And you're looking for a sense of validation in something external. And you got to be careful with that. Because if you're feeling that lack or that left out in the cold, you have to ask yourself, how do you find your inner spark, your inner fire, your inner passion? That doesn't come from another person. That comes from you, right? But we look to others to bring that to us. Now, that doesn't mean people can't inspire you. That's why I call it sparking, you know, being sparked by somebody who inspires you and you know, helps you get up the cake. If you know the cake analogy, you know. There's nothing wrong with inspiration. But it's not the responsibility of somebody else to fulfill you, and vice versa. It's not your job to be the crutch, the problem solver, overgiver, overdoer for somebody else either. So let's see. The Nine of Pentacles. See, look, you're mirroring each other. But again, you're 10 steps ahead. Do you know what's interesting? I'm seeing this like circle in my mind. It's like you're 10 steps ahead, but then sometimes we just don't trust it. And that's why we try to control it. Because, I mean, look at, here's that Nine of Pentacles in the recent past for your person's heart space. They're finding their confidence more so after the fact, after you. But then you're sitting here like with this Nine of Pentacles, but you're feeling left out in the cold and you're going, well, what do I have? And it's like, you have so much. You've done so much. You've been working hard. I mean, look, your hard work is paying off. There's definitely a connection here. Like, what do you value? You know, the values card at the very beginning. I mean, like, Nine of Pentacles is Venus energy, like self-worth, self-value, self-respect. Like, do you value yourself? If you value yourself, then you're not going to be feeling this Five of Pentacles. So maybe this is a moment to revisit what you value, how you value yourself. How do you view yourself? What's the story you tell yourself? Because look, there's very much a mirroring here. So 9-9, and I'm telling you, I've been seeing nines, and a lot of my videos last week, nines. It's all nines, you know, nines on the brink of change. And we have had 10s, 10-10, you know, 9s and 10s and 4s. 4s being divinely guided. Okay, let's see. Judgment. There's a wake-up call. It's really interesting. I mean, like, your person and their heart space kind of knows that it's make it or break it time. They're figuring it out. They're going to have to. It's about heeding the call. There's no going back anymore. It's like, got to make a move. And whatever that is whatever that is, you know? But look, XX here is like 10-10. It's a number 20 card. So 10-10, 10-10. There's the Four of Cups. Well, we've got definitely 4s here. 4-4-4. The Four of Cups is, see, this is the thing. I'm interrupting myself here. It's kind of funny. I've got so many thoughts. The Four of Cups is an energy that says possibly overthinking something or overanalyzing something to the point where they miss out on an opportunity. And at a certain point, we can't just think, we have to do. You know, one of the quotes that came out of The Alchemist last night when we were talking was, you know, things happen through action. Learning happens through action, making moves. It's a matter of just making a move and seeing what happens. That's why a wake-up call. It's like, okay, it's showtime. Curtain call. Let's see what happens. Take a risk. No risk, no reward. How about high risk, high reward? A friend of mine said yesterday. So it really depends on what you're looking to accomplish or what one is looking to accomplish. There's the Two of Swords. Are you in the old? Are you in the new? That's the energy right now. Again, that's that new moon in Pisces kind of vibe. And there's the Nine of Wands, Nine of Wounds. Look at these nines that we've got. Told you. On the brink. Like, here's the thing. Like, if you want to be in a wounded story, then okay, be in that wounded story. But know that the story is going to continue that way. It means more wounds. Or we go into the new and we see what happens and have a potentially new story that's even better, right? Sometimes we have nothing to lose. If things have already been not so great, what do you lose by putting yourself out there? You know? So are you in the old? Are you in the new? Underlying energy, Knight of Cups. See, somebody wants to offer a couple love. There's an opportunity here. There's some very, very lovey vibes in the air. There's the King of Wands. There's that snake. King of Wands is passionate and purposeful and heart-centered here in combination. I told you, King and Queen energy. We had the King of Wands, I believe, last week too. Okay, let's take a look at the after tarot. Now, these are the energies that we may experience in the coming days. So in your headspace, look at that. More nines. We're slaying the dragons. I know this isn't a dragon, but Nine of Swords is typically worry and anxiety. And this is like, I'm not worried anymore. I'm not going to do this to myself anymore. I'm not going to put myself through the process of, you know, reliving these hurts and manifesting more of a story that I don't want. Look at these nines. I can't. I mean, holy smokes. 9, 9, 9, 9. Just as a side note, we've had every 9. Pentacles, swords, wands, and now cups. 9 of cups is ask and you shall receive. This is, again, what is the story you're telling yourself? You know, this is a card of feasting and indulging. Reaping the rewards. Look at these 9s. I'm loving this. Okay, let's take a look at your person's headspace in the coming days. Oh, look at that. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. The Lovers. There's deep love there. By the way, we've also got 6s because the Lovers is a number 6 card. We had these 6 of Swords. 6s are about peace and harmony, equal giving and receiving. And notice when we talked about that Queen of Cups earlier with the dolphin, that's peace, harmony, being in tune. Oh, there's love. The love is catching up. It's developing. Knight of Wands, passion in the pants. This is somebody who's motivated. Look at, they're riding towards that love. And in your heart space, you're getting your wish come true. Another 6. 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups is typically a card of nostalgia. Could be inner childhood wounds. Could be past life connection. I mean, maybe this is a connection you have with somebody that's so deep. You know, like a past life feeling of knowing each other for a long time or finding each other again, but sort of rewriting the things from the past. Maybe in this lifetime, it's doing things differently, learning the lessons. But it's also a wish come true. And I love that. You just sometimes don't have the foresight to see the bigger picture. That's why I'm saying if you're feeling left out in the cold, understand that there are personal reasons behind that. The story you're telling yourself, the perspective you have. And I want to remind people, this is just a side note. Remember that how do I explain this? I get a lot of people in messages that say things like, I'm tired of their behavior is awful, how dare they do this? And, you know, to put it bluntly, it's like, stop allowing the behavior if that's the case. Nobody says you have to engage in it. But if you know that the person you're dealing with is genuinely trying and there's unconditional love there and you're allowing them to pursue their personal legend, as we say in The Alchemist or talk about in The Alchemist, meaning their purpose and their goals and their dreams, and you're doing the same thing without any expectations, you're letting things unfold naturally, then that's a totally different story. But please don't engage or excuse bad behavior just because you love someone. You know, we have to take responsibility for ourselves. There's the point here. You've had the tower moment like twice now. And I still think you're going to have a tower moment. But that tower moment is not a bad thing. It's going to bring you your wishes. I mean, I think that is actually kind of reminiscent of what I was just saying. If you're engaging with somebody who has bad behavior and you don't like it, then there comes a point where you have to have enough of it and value yourself and say, I'm not doing this. And that's hard. I know, I've been there. I'm not telling you it's easy. Trust me, I've had to do it. And it hurts. It hurts a lot because we invest so much in someone and something, and sometimes we just don't want to let it go. But what's on the other side of this tower is actually a wish fulfillment. Sometimes we just have to let it happen. And that's what I mean, end of an era. Let it kind of go and see what comes next. It doesn't mean you can't have that person. It doesn't mean you can't have that love. But we have to let go of the way we see it. the way we're trying to control it, if that makes sense. Now, in your person's heart space, there's temperance. See, this is what I mean. The patience. The alchemy. This even could be reconciliation. I think, like I said, you have to really trust it. I know that's hard. I was explaining last night in the alchemist class, again, my definition of alchemy. Alchemy is blending and brewing. I always say, take what you've learned from the past, apply it to the present so you can have a better future. That's what learning is, right? Judgment, see what I mean? They got judgment again, 10-10, right there. Heeding the call, the transformation. It's like the wake up. What you don't realize is that this person or this energy over here is waking up. It may not be at the pace that you want, but they're waking up. And you got to trust it. You got to trust it. And again, that doesn't mean waiting. You don't wait on anybody. You got to live your life. Overall message, the Eight of Cups. We're going to walk away from things that no longer serve. That's what I mean. End of an era. Oh, there's the King of Cups with his emotions. We had the Queen of Cups earlier, now the King of Cups. I'm telling you, this is somebody who's realizing how they feel. This is their emotions coming to the surface or coming to light. This is an alignment of head and heart. And there we go, we celebrate. Now, interestingly enough, the Three of Cups in general is a card of celebration, a party, an event. It can even be like a proposal, an engagement, you know? And that's beautiful. Let's see. There's the Queen of Wands. We had the, again, King of Wands, Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is somebody who's confident. She sits there knowing that everything is going to align, that things are going to be attracted to her because she believes wholeheartedly in herself. And I talk about this a lot. Do your words match your energy? Do you wholeheartedly believe in yourself to have that celebration? You have to know that that love, that energy is coming in regardless. It's not even about a specific person. I mean, it can be, I guess, but I just mean in general, that love is there. That love is coming. That connection is coming. And it's going to be meant for you. Remember, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. Wow. Okay. Very beautiful. And I think before we go, I'm just going to take a card from this deck here. I just want to see. This is called the Wishcraft Oracle. The Crown. I am a good leader. Look how beautiful that crown is. And it made me think of that values card, you know, valuing yourself. Like, I am a good leader of my own life. I lead the way for me. You're not there to necessarily lead anyone else. You're there to be responsible for your own self and leadership. Send a letter to the universe. The world loves me. When you feel good about you, everything aligns. How do you speak to yourself? The universe listens. By the way, 27 is a number 9. A lot of 9s. And for each side, I'll leave you with one guidance card here. I love this deck, as you know, the Healing Heart Oracle here. So on the left side here, Unseen Heart, you are significant. Don't doubt yourself. 3-3. Lessons. It's about learning lessons. You are seen. This is related to that 5 of Pentacles that I talked about feeling left out in the cold. On your person side, reinventing heart. Get to know yourself anew. your person is reinventing themselves. Funny, number 30. It's almost like a, oh my goodness, it's like a mirror. 0330. It's a mirror, right? No doubt in my mind. Funny, 27 plus 3 is 30, which is a 3. Wow. I really hope this resonates with you. Thank you so much for listening. I always appreciate a like, a comment, a subscribe. If you'd like to do a personal reading with me, the link is in my bio. If you'd like to join the Little Prince book talk, we are starting on March 21st. Thank you again so much, and I wish you an amazing day.